Hi, by now you've received your package in the mail. This narrative, the how-to processes section, is a how-to section that goes through all of the timesheet how-tos. It's got screenshots, it's all separated out into different sections, and it has great detail. You need to definitely read through this whole narrative. But for the video today, I'm going to concentrate on page 16, the last page, which is the cheat sheet, the things to remember when filling out your timesheet. This will get us through filling this out. Keep in mind that this video is for instructional purposes only. When you're filling out your timesheet, you should do it every single day at the same time that the personal assistant is coming in. I'm going to be doing the whole week at a time, but it's for instructional purposes for the video. And here we go. As you can see, we have a new timesheet. It looks very different from our old timesheet. The first thing you're going to look at as a consumer is you have a total number of hours authorized. That's the amount of hours that you can have PAs work within a week. Now be careful. If you see this restriction, that means the county is saying you can use your hours in a certain way. If there's nothing here, that means you have some flexibility in using your weekly authorized hours. Otherwise, you must use it in this way. If Consumer Directed Choices receives a timesheet that exceeds the authorized hours, we cannot process it. Also, if we receive a timesheet that does not follow the restriction, we cannot process it. Make sure you schedule your personal assistants in accordance with the number of hours authorized and within whatever restriction your county has given you. When you look at these new timesheets, one thing you really have to make sure of is your date. Now on the timesheets, we have a date range. The old timesheets used to have a date that was over each day going down. Now we have the date range. So you can see that it's always starting on the Saturday. So in this one, it's starting Saturday, 1:15, and it's ending always on a Friday, 1:21. So again, your Saturday would be 1:15 up to your Friday of the 1:21. Every single week, make sure you have the appropriate timesheet before you start filling it out. Now you can see that it's different in the way that personal assistants are pre-printed. Personal assistants used to be printed along the side. Now they are pre-printed across. And you can see that each timesheet now will fit 3 personal assistants going across. If you have more than 3, you'll have another timesheet. If someone who is not pre-printed, you will be able to put them into a blank spot, and then they will be printed on your next timesheets. But make sure that the person that works has all their enrollments and their health assessment in before you have them work and scheduled. Now, the whole big difference here is when someone comes in, you're going to enter their time in, their timeout, and the number of hours worked. This was different because in the other timesheet, it was just the number of hours worked. So, we can start out in saying that Ann Fay worked on Saturday, 1:15, from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. for 1 hour. Note that you use :00, and you have to put the PM and the AM so that we know if it's morning or afternoon. What's important to note is that for each person that comes in and out for a shift, you have to keep track of each shift. Now, on this same day, Erica, she worked 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. for 6 hours, but she left and then she came back for a second shift to help me with dinner. She came back at 7 p.m. and then left at 11 p.m. for 4 hours. It's important to note that if a person is going to shop for you or going on an errand that is listed on your plan of care, you would not change the time in, time out. You would keep the same range. It's only when the person ends a shift that you would start a new shift. Now, if we keep going across this way, Bobby also worked on this day from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. for 1 hour. As you can see, the timesheet is set up so that there are 4 lines for each personal assistant per day. 4, 4, 4, 4. What that is there for is, in case you have someone coming in and out in 4 different shifts within a day. If someone does do more than 4 shifts in a day, you can request a separate timesheet from Consumer Directed Choices. Otherwise, keep the days lined up as you go across. Now, it's very important that you remember that every day still begins at 12 a.m. and will end at 11:59 p.m. So that brings us to, what if someone has worked from 11 at night to 7 in the morning? You would have to document it in this way. On Thursday, we had Ann work 11 p.m. and then you would put 12 a.m. because the day is ending for the 1 hour. So then we would go to Friday and have 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. for the rest of the day's hours. So that's the full 8 hours, but you have both lines accordingly.